Hello, so my name's Michael Conneely, and this video tells you all about how to make the most of the huge opportunity offered by the new moon of the 16th of August. Basically, there's such a deep well of energies in this new moon of August the 16th. But you have to draw on both Western astrology and Vedic astrology in order to identify the huge energies. But this is actually the astrology I've been offering for the last 28 years. It's my speciality. And I go deep when I offer it in my readings and courses. So this sun and moon are at 29 degrees Vedic Cancer. And this is actually one of the three Gandanta zones known only to Vedic astrology. The three immaterial energy zones where water signs transition into fire signs. So this means that when we tune into the energy of this new moon day, we will feel the unworldly, unsupportive, but also mystical and visionary, inspirational energy that is in the nature of those three Gandanta zones. And switching next to Western astrology, there's Lilith Black Moon energy within 1 degree of this new moon. Lilith at this time is calling each of us to delve into our unconscious, into our shadow side, the suppressed material, to contact the power that's buried there, and also the potential of our wild side that was perhaps denied when we were younger and denied by our society. But unless we're incorporating it, we're not the fullness of us. We can't deliver the fullness of us. But there's a third huge dimension and more. The third huge dimension is that each of us are being called to heal our love scripts now. That's because Venus is retrograde within this new moon, highlighting love issues for us, with the ideal purpose that we heal them. In fact, only 3 days before this new moon, on August the 13th, this retrograde Venus actually arose from its inferior conjunction position between the Sun and the Earth, and Venus is moving close to this new moon to be reborn. Most anciently, this has been known as such a deep time for us to contact what we're going on inside of us in matters of love. There's deep ancient myths about this. Pluto and Persephone, Ishtar and Inanna. There's such a call for us to be authentic for what we are really feeling in matters of love, and also for us to heal matters of love. It's a powerful current running in this new moon for healing love issues. So I think you can see from what I've described so far, it would be absolutely so good to create some meditative space on the day of this new moon. Indeed, the day of this new moon is such a good time to do an inward exploration and attunement, or vision journey. You could perhaps do some healing overtone chanting, or mantra, whatever is your thing to attune to your fullness. I'm reminded by Tibetan Buddhist mantra as a power way to connect with and to heal with and ride the huge energies of this new moon. But believe it or not, there's actually even more. There's also other huge and in some ways contradictory and opposite energies. Let me mention them now so we can understand them now. And so create space and become authentic to what you're really feeling now, knowing the fullness of the energies surrounding you. Just allowing yourself to sink for a while into truly deep introspection and healing. And so one of the additional energies is Uranus. Uranus, planet of revolution, discovered at the time of the storming of the Bastille and the independence of the United States of America, is exactly square this new moon. You are being called to revolution. Uranus square Sun Moon, Lilith, Venus. Bring in the needed change arising out of your introspection. But there's more. Pluto is square the nodal axis at the time of this new moon. So Pluto is square South Node Ketu, and Pluto is also square North Node Rahu. Remember, the nodes of the moon are actually the destiny energy, the destiny direction in our life. And Pluto calls us to come more and more into our needed proper power now. This new moon can attune us to how we're doing in this call to stand in our proper power. What do we need to leave behind us to come into our power? What do we need to embrace to come into our power? This new moon carries a huge fated call for you to embrace your proper power, to stand in your proper power now, to love fully with your proper power. So realize that this new moon is actually a hinge time, a destiny time. And congruent with that, the nodes of the moon in the heavens, Rahu, Ketu, North Node, South Node, actually change Vedic sign on October the 30th coming up. So those with their natal nodes in the Libra Aries sign axis are really being called now to tie up the loose ends, because the nodes leave Libra Aries on the 30th of October. They are being called to heal their past life and ancestral issues carried by Ketu, the South Node in their chart, now coming to the end of his transit in Libra, Vedic Libra that is. They're really being called to fully embrace also their incarnational life purpose direction, fueled by Rahu, the North Node, opposite in Aries. They're really being called to understand their life purpose, their destiny life direction in this incarnation and get it together as much as they can now. But on October the 30th, the nodes move into the next sign axis, Virgo Pisces. And so people with their natal nodes of the moon in Virgo Pisces are already feeling the power, the energy, the impetus of the fate and destiny nodes of the moon approaching them. The changes are beginning to be called for, beginning to happen even. And I think to conclude, I must end on the super important point that this new moon is an exceptional healing time. Chiron is trine this new moon conjunct Lilith, the dark power vault that is this new moon. Chiron is sending a healing trine aspect of Venus, Sun, Moon and Lilith. Chiron is trine Venus, Sun, Moon and Lilith. So have the courage and the perception to identify your wounds now, perhaps especially those wounds affecting how you love and how you stand in your power. And on the day of this new moon and around it, journey down into your shadow and your hurt and your wounds. Look for your wild power. Heal. Allow no weakness or self-pity. Chiron the centaur, Chiron the wounded healer, is calling you now at the time of this new moon. So get a reading from me at my Star Wheel Astrology website. I offer wonderful readings combining your Vedic and also your Western astrology. Whether natal, predictive, or a combination of the two, relationship readings, etc., fate and destiny readings. Or get the reading from me at my Love Star Dating website, which is an international dating site for those who are seeking love and wanting to meet others who, like them, are seeking love and, like them, are on a healing path. And there's a whole panel of us astrologers and healers on that you can get readings or healings from. So get in touch with me if one of my readings can help you. I also do shamanic healings, and find it really great to work with you. All success to your attunement to the insight, power and healing of love offered by this new moon of August the 16th. Thank you.